Seattle's contribution to popular music is undisputed. You know the names, from Hendrix to Hart, Pearl Jam, Macklemore, and many, many more in between. In this series, we're going to examine Seattle's music community, in depth with unique performances, with interviews, and much, much more. We're also going to find out what makes Seattle, Seattle, and what makes this city on the shores of the Puget Sound one of the best places on the planet for music. Welcome to Sounds by the Sound.
Let's rock and roll.
Hey, welcome to Sounds by the Sound. My name is Andy Harms, and we are in the Seattle Center Labor Day weekend, which means we are inside the Bumbershoot Music and Arts Festival. It's brought some of the best national and local arts to this spot at the same time. If you ask a Seattleite what they're doing Labor Day weekend, 99% of them are going to say, I'm headed to Bumbershoot. And really, there's no better place for the people of Seattle to gather and experience this sort of thing. You got the Space Needle over here, you've got the International Fountain, you've got the Key Arenas back there. It's a very natural place for people to gather. And then you throw together a couple of music stages, a bunch of art booths, a bunch of comedy shows, and you have a world-class event every single year. A world-class event, though, that is uniquely Seattle and uniquely Pacific Northwest, where national acts are coming this year, like The Weeknd, Fitz and the Tantrums, and Hozier. The core of Bumbershoot, the real soul of this festival, has been its support of the Northwest arts, and that's seen in the bands playing this year, from Nico Case to Minus the Bear. We're also going to meet up with a band called the Grizzled Mighty on Pier 62 on the Seattle Waterfront, hours before their performance here at Bumbershoot. They are supremely talented. Two people with a very big sound, a ferocious drummer, an amazing blues-based guitar player. We're going to talk to them about their experience here in the Seattle music community and get a couple of very unique, very special performances. Also in this episode, we're going to talk with Kate Becker, who is a cornerstone of this music community over the last couple of decades. She is the head of the Mayor's Office of Film and Music, meaning if there's a city-bred initiative that has to do with the arts, Kate is front and center. She's very important, she's very smart, and we are thrilled to talk to her here on Sounds by the Sound. But first, we are going to meet up with the Grizzled Mighty at Pier 62 on the Seattle Waterfront. You're watching Sounds by the Sound. Welcome to Sounds by the Sound. We're here with Ryan and Lupe from the Grizzled Mighty.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
Good.
So, how long have you two been playing together? I know that the band has been around for a period of time, but this is not the only incarnation of the band. So how long have you guys been playing together?
A little over a year.
Yeah, a little over a year.
How'd you find each other?
My old band played with Grizzled Mighty with his previous drummer.
Okay, that's helpful.
And then he just hunted me down after that.
You have had an interesting summer. You did a couple shows in Alaska.
Mm-hmm. We did last weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did those
last
go? How was that?
It was awesome.
Yeah. What about shows kind of around town? Any specific places that you like to play?
I like playing Numos.
Yeah, Numos is really fun.
Yeah.
We're excited to play Bumbershoot today.
Awesome. Bumbershoot is a festival that's kind of very uniquely Seattle. Obviously, it doesn't happen anywhere else. It's not one of these traveling festivals. What do you like about Bumbershoot?
It's a cool scene to be down at the Seattle Center under the Space Needle. We got the EMP down there.
It's a good mix of local bands and national bands.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And just growing up here, I went to Bumbershoot every year. I looked forward to it every single year.
Sure.
I snuck in all the time. Some of the best shows in my life. That's where I saw Pearl Jam for the first time. That's where I saw Grand Funk and Parliament. Oh man, so many good shows. So I'm excited to get to play it today.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is not the band's first time in the history of the bands playing Bumbershoot, but this is the first time you two have played. Have you played it with any of your other bands?
Nope.
Oh, cool. So this is the
I'm
first
excited.
for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you guys ever played a place like the Pier before?
Nope.
No?
Not the Pier.
Well, we're going to do a song here on the Pier in just a second. It Sounds by the Sound. We are on the Pier in downtown Seattle.
This song is called Need You Tonight.
Up and down my spine, but baby, won't you come back in? I don't care what you tell to your friends. I know we can work it out if you just take my calls. I really need you tonight. Shining like an old jack pine. Cigarettes just to pass the time. I lie, but you're treating me well. Even when I know you can tell, I blame you, but I know it's my fault. Baby, I know I really need you tonight. This loneliness won't leave me alone. I traded all just to keep your southern hospitality. I fight it off, but it ain't that strong. Baby, I know I really need you tonight. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I really need you tonight.
That band is incredible. When we return to Sounds by the Sound, we're gonna have another great conversation with the Grizzled Mighty. We'll also meet up with Kate Becker, who is in charge of the Mayor's Office of Film and Music. A very important, very cool lady. You're watching Sounds by the Sound. Welcome back to Sounds by the Sound. We're here with Ryan and Lupe from the band, the Grizzled Mighty. Thank you so much for coming out to the Pier and playing for us.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You guys put out a record earlier this year. Can you talk about the making of that record? Was that made here?
It was made here.
Where'd you make it?
Well, some of it was tracked at Avast Studios, and some of it was tracked at the Recovery Room Studios. It was kind of made twice-ish.
It was made twice.
It was made
Sure.
twice.
Yeah.
So it was a long process, actually. Did the first version front to back with previous drummer. And then Lupe came on board, and we decided to redo pretty much all of it and retrack, at least half of it. Took some songs off, added some songs. It was a process. It took a long time.
Any other tools or elements of the city that, when you're putting out an album, help you out? Like KEXP has come up quite a bit.
Absolutely.
How helpful have they been?
Hugely.
Yeah, very helpful.
What does that mean? What does a station like KEXP mean to a band like yours?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, to have that exposure on like a world scale, that's not just, they're not just your local radio station. They are, but like they have such a huge outreach.
Yeah.
And they have clout. So people look to them to be tastemakers, and so if you get played or start getting played, it's a big validation for a band.
Were there any specific goals that you had that you wanted to do with this record? Was there a specific type of record that you wanted to make?
Just a good one.
Yeah. Hey, you did it. Oh, hey, nice work. Succeeded.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna do another song here on the Pier, and again, thanks for taking the time to talk
Thank you
to
so
us.
much.
Absolutely. It's the Grizzled Mighty on Sounds by the Sound.
This song is called Soul.
So, say me the one I wanna say. I don't bend, I just break. Sin as you can see, it's what I need, it's what I believe. So, let your hand held tight. So, your body too. Say you don't mind holding me down. Darling, please, come home.
We're at Bumbershoot for this episode of Sounds by the Sound. We're about to talk with Kate Becker, who is in charge of the Mayor's Office of Film and Music. She is a cornerstone when it comes to leadership in this music community. Here's our conversation with Kate. When you talk about cornerstones in the Seattle music community, we're certainly standing next to one of them right now. Super intelligent, super awesome, Kate Becker. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Can you give us a little bit of background kind of on your experience with just this area, Seattle? When did you first get here?
I got here in September of 1991. That was the month Nevermind was released.
I was going to say, that's an active time in this music community.
The End went on the air.
Yep, absolutely.
Stranger went into production. I came with a boyfriend. Boyfriend went back to New England shortly after that, and I was like, oh, I love Seattle.
Yeah, you stayed put. Did you instantly jump into the music community then, or did you get started doing something else?
So as a teenager, I'd been working with teenagers. So I'd been working with teenagers for several years when I got here. And the mayor of Redmond had heard about my work, and she had a teenager, and her teenager was not connecting really well with mainstream stuff, and so she was looking for someone to start programs for non-traditional young people.
We've talked a lot about in this series the Seattle music community, the do-it-yourself culture, how people know how to do everything or have the abilities and the resources to do everything that they need to do on their own. And in many ways, do you view both Vera and the Firehouse as sort of programs that are in many ways like farm teams or farm clubs, or if not the sports analogy, maybe just schools for how to make a living in the music world if you want to be creative?
So as we looked at the schools several years back, we realized that in neighborhoods that were not affluent, young people hadn't had music and arts education in the public schools for some of them as late as the 80s. They stopped having funding, right? Affluent neighborhoods still had arts and music education because the PTAs would raise the money for their kids to have those programs. So we decided to even the playing field, right? And make sure that every kid from K through 12 gets an hour of music, an hour of art in every public school by 2020.
I mean, it's so important and so unfortunate sometimes that those are the first programs to go. It's a testament to the city and its efforts to the arts community to reestablish that priority and to make that really a part of everyday education for everybody.
Absolutely, and there are some kids who will only connect through music or art.
Agreed.
That it is more than just enrichment. It is really a place where some people do their best learning or their best experimentation or their best connecting with society.
Kate, thank you so much for taking the time. Absolutely. It is Kate Becker on Sounds by the Sound. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Sounds by the Sound. An extra special thank you to everyone at Bumbershoot for having us. Ryan and Lupe from the Grizzled Mighty, great band, an amazing performance. Super excited to hang out with them. And thanks to Kate Becker for dropping her wisdom and her insight. A super smart, super cool lady. We're more than thrilled to talk to her. You're watching Sounds by the Sound. I'm gonna go watch what's happening over here and grab an elephant ear. Thanks for watching.